So it's a good time to get them started.
You have a way to get the green beans in the ground and up a little bit sooner than normal. Would you show us that?
Yes, where we're working with just a couple of rows in the alley, we can spend a little extra time to stimulate some early growth. And one way to do that is to soak the beans, soak the seed, just overnight. What we've done here is to have the seed in a paper towel that's saturated with water. And
can I help?
Yes, just okay there. See, the first thing that a seed has to do before it can start to germinate is take on water. And when the beans do that, they swell up. And to make sure that we have lots of water in that seed, we can soak them overnight this way.
Now, have you soaked them in warm water? Have you had to keep them warm?
No. Well, it's good to keep them about room temperature. Yes, you don't have to keep them especially warm, just room temperature. And just in this, I did it in this paper towel just to make it easy, convenient, and inside of a plastic bag so it wouldn't dry out. If we compare it with the size of these seeds now, these are the same variety. This is Contender, and it has not been soaked. You see, they've swollen to 2 to 3 times the size that they were yesterday. And they're ready. These are ready to germinate now. They will germinate, start germination within several hours after we put them in the soil. Now, the other thing, since it's a big seed, in order to continue on germinating, then they must be in close contact with the moist soil. So what we will do is to actually press them into the soil. We can do that right now. As far as spacing the seeds, this seed will germinate about 90%. And since we want to end up with 2 to 3 plants per foot of row, with this variety which is Contender, then we'll space the seeds out 2 to 3 inches apart, and we will be assured of a good stand. Okay, now we have the seeds spaced out there.
You mean you're saying 90% of these seeds will actually produce?
No. When they were tested in the laboratory, about 90% of them germinated. So we can account on at least half of them making plants in the garden. If we have any more than that, we'll consider ourselves lucky. So I'll put them back in the bag to keep them from drying out. Once they're moistened like this, you want to keep them from drying out.
Is there a danger of keeping them in the little bag too long?
Oh yes, you want to, not more than 2 days. You don't want to hold on to the seed in a moist form more than about a day if you can help it. Plant them out the day after you start the process. Okay, then all it is a matter of pressing them in. Now, we want them to go in not more than 1.5 inches deep, and as gently as possible. Since these seeds are now soft, if we were to press them in too hard, we'd hurt them. So we just want to press them in gently so that they're just about 1 inch to 1.5 inches deep. And we're doing that just with the tip of my index finger. Just
May I help?
Press them in, yes. And that's all you have to do.
Now, have you already watered this soil?
Yes, this soil has been pre-watered, and you notice it's warm down. In fact, the soil now is about 70 or 75 degrees in there. You can feel it's warm. And all we have to do then is to cover over and level out the soil on top. You notice we're not pressing down on top of them. We have pressed them into the soil, and now all it is a matter of just covering them up. And now, if they will germinate probably in 2 to 3. Well, if it turns very warm and we don't get cold nights, they'll germinate within the week. Probably not more than 4 to 5 days will be required before they germinate.
Now, with this seed and with other seed that you plant, if we had a strong windstorm, is there any danger that it would uncover the seed?
No. Of course, the windbreaks that we've positioned up through the garden slow the wind down, so we don't, although the wind comes whipping down through the alley, we don't get the full force of it here in the garden because of our banks of windbreaks up there. And it'd be a good idea, if I will after the show, to put a line of windbreak across here. The one thing that you'd want to do, if we get a hot afternoon and high winds, come out the next day and water. Actually, put some water on the soil. You don't have to water the entire garden area, but If you see that the soil has dried out down an inch to an inch and a half, then come back in and re-water it. If we continue with the same weather pattern we've had, it won't dry out that much, and they will germinate just without being watered.
We have some things that you're going to be
Oh, yes.
planting in the meantime before we're out here next time.
Right. These are lettuce plants that we started in the hotbed, the little mini greenhouse, and they're ready to go out. In fact, they're crowding. They really need to go out into the garden, and we'll plant them out between now and the next week.
You can plant lettuce just by seed, though, straight
Oh,
into the
yes.
garden, can't
We'll
you?
plant some lettuce at the same time. We'll plant some lettuce seed in the same area, so that we'll have a continual succession of harvests. It's quite easy to plant them out, and as you see, they've got, when they're grown in these little cubes, they've got a beautiful root system, and planted in immediately and watered immediately, they will never show any transplant shock at all. So it's a nice way to handle lettuce, greens, and things like that.
Are you going to plant the
Yes.
other seeds from the green beans that weren't
Right.
pre-soaked?
These seeds we'll plant over in this back row so that we can compare. I'll just, we'll do the same thing, approximately 2 inches apart.
I'll let you continue planting, and we have to sign off for right now.
Okay.
Dr. Roland Roberts, and this is the People Place Alley Garden. Thank you for being with us.